There was something seriously different about Halloween back in the 2000s. A difference that carried the usual mix of innocence and chaos that the era usually felt like.
I'm a pirate. No. Spaceman? No. Ninja?
A time when the world felt safe, but not too safe, if that makes any sense. Many suburbs were decked out, and I still remember seeing groups of kids trekking the neighborhood without any parental supervision. Back then, before social media, the mass hit of trunk or treats, and before everything got more sanitized for better and worse, Halloween felt like much more of an event because we hadn't hit the comfort maxing spot we're in now just yet. We didn't just scroll Amazon for costumes, but went hunting for them in crowded Walmart and Target aisles, surrounded by rubber masks, fog machines, and cheap plastic pumpkins. And we still had more than just Spirit Halloween as our specialty store. RIP to Halloween City and Party City, gone but never forgotten. 2000s Halloween was a golden age of bad taste, especially in the later half. You'd see a blood-covered gore show of a costume next to a barely dressed nurse and no one would bat an eye. The drawing line was honestly non-existent, as we'd entered an era of a more exploitive horror than ever.
Look out for the new Halloween Horror Nights 10.
Oh, but I know I'm not the only one that loved the feeling of needing to be home on time for Halloween specials. Disney Channel movies like Halloween Town,
Halloween is cool,
Goosebumps reruns on Cartoon Network,
40 episodes of Goosebumps.
and all these holiday-themed episodes and bumpers on Nickelodeon. Every kid was following that schedule to get the most out of the spooky season. Of course, stores like Blockbuster came through when you had a specific movie you were dying to see ASAP, unless you felt like waiting for your Netflix DVD to land in your mailbox. It was a time before algorithms, comfort culture, and streaming, when Halloween truly took over the world, or at least North America, for the entirety of the month. And if you like videos like this and nostalgic deep dives, feel free to like and subscribe. Now let's get on with the rest of the video, right after this.
Hey, little M&Ms. Wow, great costumes. What are you guys, like 4 or 5?
46.
All right, yeah, okay. Here you go.
You don't understand, Slick. We're here for the party.
Yeah, that's cute.
Put your hand down.
It ain't trick-or-treating, but to me, the Halloween takeover of literally all forms of media back then was everything. And when I say all forms, I mean all forms.
Halloween-shaped cookies. So easy. You can do it with one hand.
While channels still have their little Halloween themes, it isn't touching how things used to be when it comes to the plague of Halloween-themed commercials. Heck, I was in Florida recently watching a lot of real TV because we all know hotel TV hits different. And the only remarkable Halloween commercial that I saw played was the new Burger King Mummy one advertising their new Halloween meal. But in the 2000s, stop the presses. You weren't going 2 minutes without some Halloween commercial popping up. And typically they were going all out just like Halloween commercials from before that era did. Speaking of TV, a big part of the holiday fun that I remembered while watching hotel TV is the channel surfing and scheduling aspect that came with Halloween. There's a magic that comes with needing to be home in time to watch whatever's coming on that day. I used to love rushing home to catch the new Disney Channel Monstober movie and changing channels to Halloween Wars or Top 10 Scariest during the commercial breaks. On the other hand, there's a horror with scrolling the Cartoon Network to see they're playing the Blair Thumb Project again on another Halloween block. This holiday I've been really choice constipated, and yes, I just came up with that term. So much so that sometimes I can't decide what scary thing to watch for the spirit of the holiday. It felt good to have AMC and the Travel Channel and food channels playing Halloween adjacent shows and films all day to make the brunt of the decision for me. That's real first world problems right there. While the programming is there though, like I said, back in the day these channels leaned extra hard into Halloween. I'm talking custom bumpers, themed commercials, and horror countdowns all day long. To be fair though, AMC still kinda does this. But if you didn't want to fall prey to the man's schedule, you could go to my favorite place in the world, Blockbuster.
Nasty weather got you little monsters uptight. Make it a Blockbuster night.
You already know, rental stores like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video were the places to be regardless of the holiday. Horror movies, horror games, and overpriced candies, drinks, and popcorn. What more could a kid need? Well, I'll tell you what I didn't want in Blockbuster during Halloween. Press 1 if you were a kid in the 2000s looking for a movie to rent during the spooky season and ran into some horror movie DVD case that scarred you for like a week. For me, it was Saw, Dead Silence, Chucky, and don't laugh at me, but the Ginger Dead Man. I don't know why this cornball always rubbed me the wrong way. And those weren't the only stores you were able to hit during the holiday season. We had the regular big names that are still around like Walmart, Target, and Spirit, sure. But like I said, back then there was also Party City, Halloween City, Kmart, Big Lots, and more. Now, I'm not gonna lie and act like these stores were game changers, but they were a good change of pace from time to time. Big Lots especially sometimes had good stuff for really good prices. Now, when it comes to the actual day of Halloween, it's wild to me that so many kids don't know what real trick-or-treating entails. Going out with or without parents to walk up to homes and get candy from strangers. It's a lot more innocent and typically safer than it sounds, but in a world post-2000s, it didn't seem like it would be that way for long. Myths like poisoned candies being passed out to children on Halloween began in the 1950s and would be passed on throughout the generations, along with other fears like the stranger danger panic, settling in as a regular part of the American zeitgeist. While that wouldn't bring a complete end to trick-or-treating in the 2000s, it would help make trunk-or-treat functions, which are more community-sanctioned events, coupled with a lot of security where kids trick-or-treat, more popular and eventually seeming more popular than the original. While it varies per neighborhood, you could find many sentiments online about how people wish more trick-or-treaters would show up at their doorsteps after years of not seeing them. In fact, many of them state how trunk-or-treat has completely overshadowed it as a mass replacement. Now, if you weren't a kid during Halloween, that might not matter to you, because around the 90s, we got the birth of it, but in the 2000s, slutty Halloween went mainstream. Sexy nurses, devils, cats, schoolgirls, that whole trend exploded out of 90s pop culture, and in my opinion, Mean Girls cemented it with its Halloween scene.
Halloween is the one night a year when a girl can dress like a total slut and no other girls can say anything about it.
Teen and adult costumes would suddenly lean edgy over classic horrific, featuring miniskirts, fake blood, and a lot of irony. And when you look at the films in the Halloween zeitgeist that were popular in the era, like Scream, Seed of Chucky, Scary Movie, Mean Girls, and the actual horrors like Saw, Freddy vs. Jason, The Devil's Rejects, and House of a Thousand Corpses, this makes a lot of sense. Of course, those get-ups were typically for some kind of party if you were in the older crowd. Now, we can't finish talking about 2000s Halloween without talking about the internet, because we had a bit going on, especially when it came to Flash games.
This is not a ROM hack. What you're going to see now is a game called Super Mario Blue Twilight. It is a little bit old, but it's, you know, as the internet tends to recycle things come back around. Exactly.
And I won't continue until we talk about Billy and Mandy Harem Scarum. This Cartoon Network Flash game was a 2D platformer where you play as Billy or Mandy and use different weapons to progress through multiple levels till you get to the final boss, Pumpkin Jack. This game was literally the best Halloween-themed Flash game on the net and was a must-play for the season back then. Completely mocked the Kids Next Door one, and no, I'm not listening to arguments right now. Nickelodeon has its own share of Flash games as well for the season, like Black Licorice, a Flash game where you give out a bunch of candy in your bowl to kids while avoiding the black licorice. And if you do give out that licorice, you get jump scared by a demon kid for some reason because Nick thought it would be funny, I guess.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
And speaking of that, you can bet the season wasn't lacking in jump scares online. Jump scares in Flash games, your email, and YouTube videos. The trend was so big that they were bound to invade the scare season, and I wasn't a fan. But here's the sad thing about the internet and Halloween's relationship. The internet low-key killed a lot of this stuff that I'm waxing nostalgic about in regards to it. I was reading posts about Halloween on Reddit to think about what to talk about here, and I saw a long post about someone asking, where do I get my Halloween stuff with Big Lots and Party City gone? Comfort and laziness kind of took over thanks to the internet, and now Halloween can feel a bit weenless. Get it? Cause no ween, hollow.
Boo! You stink!
But seriously, we lost a lot going into this era from Halloween thanks to how the internet operates now. I was just watching a podcast with a bunch of old heads reacting to and talking about old Halloween commercials from the 80s and how they went all out. Shout outs to the Pixel Podcast. Well, after wondering why that stopped, they hit the realization that no one needs it anymore.
I can't even think of any. I must see ads all the time now. And it must go in my brain and just like, I don't store any of that. I can't even think of what ads look like nowadays.
My son, right? They're young, right? Yeah. They're high schoolers. I don't picture them ever in the future being like, oh, I want to watch these random Target commercials. I don't think there's anything there for them to go back and enjoy.
You can just hit someone with a cheap Google, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter ad, and if you're feeling spicy and want to be more annoying, you can do an influencer collab. Like I said in my commercial video, the updated commercialization killed the fun that used to be in the commercial world and sanitized it, made it extra boring. To me, that's why so many people get into that mode now where they're like, the holidays just don't hit for me anymore. We just aren't being forced to have Halloween as much. Now Christmas, that's a moneymaker and a whole other story. But back in the 2000s, Halloween truly consumed the month of October. From Walmart aisles to every TV channel, you just couldn't escape it. There was a magic to 2000s Halloween that we didn't realize we were living through. A magic that I can't really describe, but you get it from old images of decoration from the era, and you can kind of feel it when you walk into an old Spencer's or even sometimes the Spirit Halloween these days. But I think it's because the old Halloween hit because you actually had to be there. Not there as in during the era, but there as in front of that TV or inside that store to get the seasonal mood. That's not to say Halloween isn't fire now, because listen, we had Arthur Clown and Freddy Fazbear at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Checkmate 2000s. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Low-key, a big reason I've always wanted a real YouTube audience is because I've always wanted to make a holiday special to share with people, and this is exactly that. So share in the comments memories from whatever Halloween era you're from, because I'm obviously a fool for all that. And let me know if you heard anything that resonated with you here from my memories. I hope to see you again with next week's upload. Take care and have a good one. Again, thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween.